God is vertical movement, except from flowering of consciousness. Time is world and eternity is God. All horizontal movements are part of your finite world, and vertical movements are journey into eternity or God or bliss or harmony. While you are here with me, be here with me. Be totally here with me so that you can learn a new mode of movement, so that you can move into eternity, not in time. The very meaning of the Sacred Heart, the cross, is representation of the two modes of movement: horizontal, that is the movement of time, the line that runs horizontal, left to right, that represents time, the world, the worldliness, and all that is finite. And the vertical line that runs from south to north or below to higher up represents the vertical movement. And this vertical movement takes you to the depths of your being and the heights of eternity. It connects the two ends, the source within you and the source outside. And where these two lines intersect one another, that is the point from where one needs to operate. You have absorbed the moments of eternity, the bliss, the harmony. Now that you have plundered into the inner world of bliss, harmony, and you can move in any direction. That particular point of intersection is called the Sacred Heart. It is that inner space may appear to be very infinitesimal, but it is dimension beyond the known, a dimension where the time and eternity intersect one another. Time is the world and eternity is God. Horizontal is world, vertical is God or eternity. Both meet at a point. That is where Jesus is crucified. Both meet, the horizontal and vertical, at a point, and that point is Sacred Heart. In terms of meditation, it is called here and now. From here and now, you can go into any direction. You can move on two journeys. One journey in the world, in the future, the other into God, into depth. Become more and more aware, alert, and sensitive to this very moment, to here now. How can it become possible? You are so fast asleep that you can make that a dream also. You can make that itself a thinking object, a thinking process. You can become so tense about it that just because of it you cannot be in the present. If you think too much about how to be in the present, then thinking has just entered and you will not be able to be in the moment, and it will not help. If you feel too much guilt, you move immediately into the past. It has been such a long routine, and sometimes you will start thinking about the future immediately. You will feel guilty that you have committed a sin again. You have missed. Never become guilty. Understand this sin, but do not become guilty. And this is very, very delicate. If you become guilty, you have missed the whole thing. Now, in a new way, the old pattern starts. When you feel guilty because you have missed the present, you start thinking about the past because that present is no longer present. It is now past, and you are feeling guilty about it. You are still missing it. So remember one thing. Whenever you remember that you have gone to the past or to the future, do not create a problem out of it. Instead, simply come to the present, not creating any problem. It is okay. Simply bring back your awareness. You will miss millions of times. It is not going to happen right now. It is not going to happen immediately. It can happen, but it cannot happen because of you. You have such a long fixed mode of behavior that you cannot change it right now. There is no worry. Remember, God is not in a hurry. Eternity can wait till eternity. Do not create a tension about it. Whenever you feel you have missed, come back, and that is all. There is no need to feel guilty. Guilt is a trick of the mind. Now it is again playing a game. Do not repent that once again you forgot. Just when you think so, come back to whatsoever you are doing. Taking your bath, eating your food, going for a walk, come back. The moment you feel you are not here now, come back simply and innocently. There is no need to create guilt. If you become guilty, then you miss the point. There is sin and there is no guilt, but difficult for you. If you feel there is something wrong, you become immediately guilty. The mind is very cunning. If you become guilty, the game has started again, but on a new ground. But the game is the same old. People say we go on forgetting, and suddenly they become so sad. We try, but we remember only for a few seconds. We remain alert, self-remembering, then again it is lost. What to do? Nothing can be done for it. It is not a question of doing at all. What can you do? The only thing that can be done is not to create guilt. Simply come back. The more you come back simply, but remember not to return with a very serious face or some effort. Return simply and innocently without creating a problem out of it, because eternity has no problems. All problems exist on the horizontal plane. So too, this problem will also exist on the horizontal plane. The vertical plane knows no problem. It is sheer delight without any anxiety, anguish, worry, guilt, or anything else. Be simple and come back. You will miss many times because it has taken for granted. But there is no need to worry about it. That is how it is. You will miss many times, but that is not the point. Do not pay much attention to the fact that you have missed many times. Instead, pay attention to the fact that you have regained many times. Remember this. You have regained many times. The emphasis should not be that you missed many times. Instead, it should be that you remembered many times. Feel happy about it, that you miss. Of course, it is that you miss, of course, is as it should be. You are human. Have lived on horizontal plane for many lives, so it is natural. The beauty is that many times you come back, you have done the impossible, feel happy about it. In 24 hours, 24,000 times you will miss, but 24,000 times you will regain. Now a new mode will start functioning. So many times you come back home. Now a new dimension is breaking in by and by. More and more you will be able to stay in awareness and less you will go back and forth. The span of going back and forth will be smaller and smaller. Less and less you will forget. More and more you will remember. With this, you are entering the vertical dimension. Suddenly one day the horizontal disappears, intensity comes to awareness, and horizontal disappears totally. That is the reason behind Shankar, Vedanta and Hindu calling this world illusory. Because when awareness becomes perfect, this world that you have created out of your mind simply disappears. Another world becomes open to you. The illusion disappears. Illusion is there because of your sleep and your unconsciousness. It is like a dream. In the night you move in a dream, and when the dream is there, it seems so true. Have you ever thought in a dream this is not possible? The impossible happens in a dream, but you cannot doubt it. In a dream you have such faith that nobody is skeptical, not even a Bertrand Russell, no. In a dream everybody is a child, trusting whatsoever happens. You see your wife coming in a dream, suddenly she becomes a horse. Not for a single moment you say, how can this be possible? Dream is trust, it is faith. You cannot doubt in a dream. Once you start doubting in a dream, the rules are broken. Once you doubt, the dream starts disappearing. If even once you can remember that it is a dream, suddenly this will become a shock and dream will shatter and you will be fully awake. This world that you see around you is not the real world. Not that it does not exist, certainly it does. But you are seeing it through the screen of sleep, and unconsciousness is in between. You look at it, you interpret it in your own way, but you are just like a drunkard. I have heard. One day Mullah Nasruddin came running. He was totally drunk. And the man who was operating the elevator was just going to close the door, but Mullah somehow pushed him. The elevator was overcrowded. Everyone became aware that Mullah was very drunk. Even his breath smelled. He tried to pretend as he faced towards the door, but he could not see anything as his eyes too were drunk and sleepy. Somehow he was trying to stand, but that was not possible either. And then he felt very much embarrassed because everybody was looking and everybody was thinking that he was completely drunk. Mullah could feel that. Then he suddenly forgot where he was and he said, "You must be wondering why I called this meeting." Seeing that so many people were around, he thought that he called a meeting and that the people were wondering why. By the morning he was okay and he laughed himself just as you are laughing. All Buddhas have laughed when they awaken. Their laughter is like a lion's roar. They laugh not at you, instead they laugh at the whole cosmic joke. They lived in a dream, in a sleep, intoxicated completely by desire, and through desire they looked at the existence. Then it was not real. They projected their own sleep on it. You are taking the whole existence as a screen, and then you project your own mind on it, and you see things which are not there. You don't see things which are there, and the mind has explanations for everything. If you raise a doubt, the mind explains. Mind creates theories, philosophies, systems just to feel comfortable, and nothing is wrong in it. All philosophies exist to make life convenient so that everything looks okay, nothing is wrong.